So I've been binging Bleach, and I've absolutely been loving it. I can't believe it took me so long to start this series, but on January 1st of this year, I finally did. And over the past 6 months, I have been grinding it. And I've been making videos at different milestones during my journey, which is about every 100 or so episodes. But now that 161 episodes remain, and 6 arcs to cover all of that, I decided to push my video forward and make one now. So in the last 2 videos, I covered all of Bleach up to the end of the Arrancar versus Shinigami arc. And now we're at episode 206, which brings us to the past arc. The previous arc left us all insanely hype for the showdown at Karakura. But before we get into that, we got a little throwback. In this arc, we go back to when Urahara had just become a captain. We get to meet Shinji and Hiyori pre-masked up and see the younger forms of many different captains and characters. The interactions between Hiyori and Urahara were just great, I gotta say. I love how feisty Hiyori is. Bro, temperamental lolly. Not gonna lie, I mean, I know Foot but Hiyori can awaken something. Okay, no, jokes aside, this arc was pretty nice actually. It gave us all a lot of insight on who a lot of these characters were before Ichigo. Now I would say I do think it would have been a little bit cooler if they were a rogue group that split off willingly instead of getting kicked out for being set up by Aizen. I think it would have been a lot more interesting if they willingly just left and to seek out this power. That would have been a bit more interesting in my opinion, but you know what? I'll take what we got. I still enjoyed this quite a bit. It was still a great arc. And can I just say, Kurotsuchi is just a menace. Man is a different breed. I swear, the more I see this dude, the more I like him. I mean, he is simply just built different. An absolute unit of a man. But that little arc is done right there. We got 2 extra little fillers out as well. And it is now time to get into the real shit. We got the showdown at Karakura. Now there is a lot of fights to go that went on here. And a lot. And I don't think I'm going to be able to cover all of them. But, we've got Ikkaku versus this monstrosity. Kira versus Abirama. Which, I also just add, is that shit was so cold. Oh my god. We'll get back to that in a second. But honestly, I just did not expect it. I enjoyed that way more than I expected, honestly. But we also got Ayasegawa, who finally showed off his true Zanpakuto, and way more. So I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but I will still talk about a good amount of them. Now back to Kira for a second. This was insane. After that bird mocked him for his Zanpakuto, asking him, what could he even cut with it? Because it is it's a weird shape. Bro, he cut his wings, and you all know his power. When he cuts something and increases the weight of it, that bird can't fly now. It's brought down. It's literally stuck. And he proceeds to put the sword around the dude's neck and just behead him. Bro, that shit was cold as hell. Talked about this in my last video. This is something that Bleach excels at. It's just so fucking cold. Some of the moves and lines that these people deliver, that shit is just, oh my god. And another fight that I think was just one of the more significant fights was actually Ikkaku's. Because of his unwillingness to show off his Bankai, he lost, and the tower that he was protecting was destroyed. He had to be saved. That is a massive blow to his ego right there. Now, I don't think I gotta spell it out for you, but I will anyways. He done fucked up. And that's going to affect his willingness to use his Bankai in front of other people. We all know everyone's gonna see it eventually, but now that they've built this up and introduced this internal conflict of him not wanting to show it off to other people, but also wanting to win, I'm interested to see how when they're gonna decide to really when they're gonna show it off. When are they gonna do that? I'm interested to see that now. And don't even think for a second I'm not gonna talk about this absolute banger of an opening. Quick break from the fights real quick, but oh my, this opening was insane. When it started playing, I saw the animation for it, the beautiful dancing, all the pics of the homies posted up. God damn. These were nothing but straight gram-worthy photos. Hell, you put the shit on your Tinder and the likes will just come flowing in. Absolute banger OP. You best believe I never skipped that shit. But back to the fights though. Now, one last fight I do want to talk about is the latter half of Matsumoto versus the three Chimera bitches, Apache, Sun, and Mila Rose. I mean, it wasn't the craziest fight up until the end. It was kind of basic, not gonna lie. It was, you know, it was more there for the banter, which I did enjoy. You know, some of it was pretty funny. And it brought Hinamori back. Very cool. We love to see it. But goddamn, bro, when the captain came out, he cut that bitch in half like it was nothing, and then proceeded to deep fry these bitches. God damn. Holy shit, they're just teasing his power at this point. I mean, they're just building up the hype. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can really do when he's serious, because you just know it's going to be something insane. And I just can't wait to see when we finally get to watch him go ham. Now, we have had a little taste of the good filler already, or at least some of the better filler, but now we get into the top tier filler, the shit that's actually like really worth your time watching, the actually good stuff. And no, not just because we get to see Hanako's fine ass. This arc was actually really good. Muramasa was a unique and interesting antagonist. I loved his design. I liked how they tied him back to the Kuchiki clan and having that be the justification for Byakuya going rogue for a little bit. And the fights were honestly just really good, actually. The final fight between Ichigo and Muramasa was really well choreographed. The environmental destruction, the sword movement, all of it was honestly fantastic. Like, this was such a good fight in terms of both animation and actual content. The personified versions of old Zanpakuto were really well done. I mean, some were certainly better than others, but overall, the team in charge of designing these did a great job with it. In terms of both personality and design, they were fantastic. And the interactions they'll have with each other, I loved how their personalities butted heads every once in a while, created great dynamic. It didn't feel flat. It just A+ for that. This filler arc was actually really interesting. If you haven't watched this one, I would suggest going back and seeing it, because there was some clean ass animation from the beginning with Ichigo fighting off against his own Zanpakuto to, as I said earlier, the final fight and a lot of stuff in between. There were some really interesting fights, honestly. And it was kind of cool to watch a lot of the Soul Reapers have to fight without their Zanpakuto. Just they had to fight with normal ass swords and some Kido if they're able to do that. Sorry, Renji. Although, hey, yo, I gotta give my man's credit. He put in some work. He definitely put in some work to, even if he can't use Kido, he used his failed Kido to still do some damage. Not gonna lie, that's kind of what's up. But seriously, this arc was actually a lot of fun, especially the main part of this arc was really good. I was quite shocked at how good it was, honestly. As I said, the final fights, all those were really well done, especially the one with Ichigo and Muramasa. Seriously, just watch that fight. I really enjoyed it. Now, I will say, after the main conflict with Muramasa was over, it definitely did drop off. I mean, I figured it would end as soon as he was gone, but instead they decided to play around with the Zanpakuto a bit, which, you know what? I enjoyed it. There was some fun interactions. It was great to see their personalities a little bit. And honestly, I did love just kind of seeing them. So there's some really funny scenarios going on with it. I think my favorite was definitely when Renji's Zanpakuto and Senbo and Sakura snuck into the development and research headquarters. That was actually pretty funny. Just My man's face when he comes back and sees his entire shit destroyed. That shit had me dying, I swear. Oh my god. You know, there were a lot of funny scenarios, especially some with Hinako as well. We love Hinako. But, you know, I mean, yeah, the final fight was a little bit mid, I would admit. It was underwhelming, especially after how great the rest of it was. But I can 100% understand it because the A-team was already working on what is coming next. But sadly, that will have to wait until my next video. It might take a bit longer for that one to come out since I have only just finished episode 280 a few nights ago. So I've got plenty of episodes to watch still. Usually, by the time I make one of these videos, I'm about 20 to 30 videos into the next, or episodes into the next section. So this time I'm kind of just on the borderline. So it might take a little bit, but keep y'all posted. If you ever want to know how it's looking, how much longer it will be to the next one, shoot me a message on Discord or leave a comment somewhere. I'll respond to you. But I gotta say, this next part, there will be a long video the next one because I have a lot to cover. And I think you already know what episode number is included in that. Because even before I watched Bleach, there was a certain episode that, there was a certain number that I knew about. A certain episode that I was told that was the shit. And we got that in this next section. Well, as I said, topic for another day. Now, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions on the editing, what you liked and what you didn't like, I am always trying to improve it. I recently switched to this format when I started, actually, this Bleach series. So I'm always trying to improve it a little bit here and there. So feel free to give me some constructive criticism. If you have any, I would love to hear it. Also, longer videos like this do take longer to make, I mean, obviously. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out so much. And check out my other videos as well. Speaking of which, a bunch of them should be popping up on the screen right now. Let's go check them out. I got manga reviews, anime reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff, including meme compilations and my newest thing, Moemon Emerald playthrough, with new episodes every Monday. We got Moemon Mondays up in here. But yeah, I got a bunch of manga, a bunch more Bleach content. And if you also are watching Gintama and like these longer videos, I have a bunch of videos on that and we'll have even more coming. But that's all I got to say right now. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. So please go and try to find something that you like on my channel. As I said, it'll help me out so much. But until then, peace.
Comrade, I've recently heard some quite troubling news. Rumor has it you haven't subscribed to Senpai Supreme. Comrade, tell me this is not true. You have to subscribe right now, or the KGB will find out. Subscribe, comrade, and Mother Russia will be proud of you.